What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today, and as I promised in yesterday's video, today we're going to be covering the new Surron that has been released by Drizzle Atomic. Now, Drizzle released the Surrons before, quite some time ago. However, he's kind of gone back, redone it all, and there's a big old list of things that he has said he's improved this time round. So we're going to see how it goes for sure. I mean, previously the bike was just a bit of fun to hop on every now and then, but I don't think you could really ride it on a motocross track fast in any capacity. So what he's done this time round is, I mean, first of all, apparently the levers have been updated. So when you're in first person, it should actually like pull in when you're at a standstill, and the brake should pull in, so on and so forth. Oh my god, the gyro is nuts on this. Hang on, bear with me. Trying to ride and look across at my other monitor at the same time. So apparently, what I will say, off of this point, shadow, much better than it was before. So on the old version, it was all just like solid black, like you was looking into the void. There was no shading on it at all, but I think we can all agree that this time round, just looking at the bike, it looks so much better than it did previously. So big W on that behalf. I'm not sure if he done that all by himself, got anyone to help him, whoever was involved. The bike looks great. I mean, just trying to throw it sideways for you so you can actually see properly. It's not as dark as the old one was 0.3, which kind of blends in with the shadows. Stiffer suspension this time round to help with whoops. Oh, the tyres have gone white, as they always do on these Patusta wheels. God damn it. I need to remove these and change them with like Dunlops or Maxxis at some point. So yeah, anyway. It's now got different battery types. So we've got a 60 volt, a 72 volt, and an 80 volt. I am rocking the 80 volt for this video, and straight off the bat, before we've even got a full lap under our belt, I can tell you that this thing feels quick. You know, there's a jump section that I'm coming up to in about 2 corners time that on the 254 stroke, you can only just get over it whilst kind of giving it a bit of a scrub. 450s you can lay it completely flat, but this bike right here, as you saw on lap 1, I almost flat landed. So it's not this jump here. I usually check up a little bit here, then get on the power for this one, and you can see I just threw it absolutely sideways and almost landed at the bottom. Threw it harder than I could actually get back, so that's a nice little example there. Apparently there are some more sprocket options, so if you want to like mess with the top speed versus acceleration, I'm running it completely stock for the time being, so it is what it is. Let me hop in first person as well whilst we do this. There we go. Oh, it's always so weird not seeing a front fender. Oh god, seeing just the white tyre on it's going to throw me off a little bit. Oh, Jesus. Oh, coming in hot. Coming in hot. Land it. Land it. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't have got away with that on the old suspensions. Like, the front end seems a lot more stable than it used to. So this is a massive W so far. And he's also added, I'm guessing, just more traction to the tyres. He says he's added more friction, which I'm guessing is the same thing. It definitely feels fairly grippy. Now, it's not got all of the tyre options like the OEM bikes do. They don't apply to this at all. It's just got a standard mid-soft one, and that's it. But I've not really felt that this is OP traction or like under-powered traction at all. It feels nice. It feels consistent. I mean, the acceleration on this thing is nuts. I'm having to be very gentle around some of these corners. But I feel like there's actually a really good balance between how much traction there is compared to how much acceleration you've got. Can I double around this corner on this? Up and over. Yes, nope, it wasn't clean. Okay. That would have given me cuts. You can't go outside of the yellow markers there. Something that was throwing me off for the longest time when I was running laps on this track before, trying to work out where I was getting cuts. There's oh my god. What? Oh, never mind. I thought I landed on flat and it just washed on me, but I was on the slightest of cambers, so that's all good. And then he's also said, oh, the last point he's got is 60 volts is perfect for the BMX track, and I'm guessing he means the Lee Valley BMX track that TFC made like quite some time ago. I've done it with Charlie on Surrons not that long ago, maybe. So maybe we should revisit that, because he absolutely whooped my ass in that video, and I don't think that my ego has ever recovered from it, and I know that he is certainly very happy that he beat me in something, so maybe I should get a rematch. I'll ask him, see what he thinks. Maybe it'll be something to do in the next week or two. Don't want to flood you with too much of the same content. I mean, speaking of the same content as well, I am very sorry that I'm literally showing you this track for like the 3rd or 4th time in such a short period of time. I don't know what it is about it. It is my favourite MXGP track ever released. I think a lot of people are in the same boat as that. I think it's a combination of JV being a very, very good track maker, as well as this track just having a good layout in general. Now, I like all the split lanes, it's quite wide as well in real life, and it makes itself, it just races really, really well. Let me go back in third person. There we go. I don't like driving a front fender, so we're going to play in third. We're rocking the Valor flannel gear anyway, trying to channel our inner free rider, our inner Surron rider, just taking to the streets. We've been lucky today. We've stumbled across a random MXGP track that for some reason has nobody on it. Nobody's about to tell you to get off, and we're just out for a rip. That is a very smooth line, by the way. I was always torn in the racing whether to try doubling around that corner or just check up and then jump out over the braking bumps. And, oh, God, land it, land it, land it. Yes! Okay, only downside I've found this bike so far is the whips are weird. Like I'm guessing it's all to do with the geometry and the weight of the bike and such. But I feel like my stick inputs are very, very similar to what I would do on the OEM bikes, but the whips aren't quite coming back around. Like you see, it still stays... I don't know how to explain it. It's like it goes out, and then it kind of tilts itself back in at a weird angle. So if you are going to be riding this, just maybe don't try and throw it sideways as much as I am. I'm going to try and tone it down just a little bit. But yeah, traction-wise, good. Turns, good. Jumps, good. Suspension, so much better than it was. Like, Drizzle has done a very, very good job with this. And it's just nice seeing some weird and wonderful mods coming into the game. I mean, I covered a... Oh, God, what's the name of it? What's going to really annoy me? The things that you just stand on and hold with your hand. Segway. Segway. Yeah, covered a Segway not that long ago. Well, I mean, it's kind of a Segway. Apparently, it's a variation of a Surron, but I don't believe that. And then we had the 110cc pit bike that got released as well. Now we've got this, and I feel like it's nice getting a little bit of variety in the game too. Like, just not sticking to the OEM bikes all the time, but it's always so difficult because, I mean, bikes in this game, I can't imagine how difficult they are to put together and get it actually riding and feeling good. So I can see why a lot of stuff is ripped and can be ripped, but to get legit models and bikes like this into the game, it makes me a very, very happy man. It just opens the door for such like different content, and you can just do a variety of things. That was a weird moment. That's the weirdest thing that's happened to it so far. The front end just knifed on me, but can't let one weird crash affect things. I mean, the amount of weird front end tucks that I have nowadays, that's the last of my worries. I get all sorts of weird and wonderful crashes that I feel like I don't deserve. So, I mean, bike's brilliant, track's brilliant. It's a lovely combo. I do need to change the wheels, although I'm not against the old the white wheels at all. Kind of gives me vibes of, oh God, I'm showing my age here again. Does anybody remember the Yamaha, the special Yamaha that Stefan Everts had when he was going for his last championship? Where it had white wheels on it, it had like checkered graphics on it, which were all the races that he'd won. It was a really, really good looking bike. I'm going to have to try and find it somewhere. And he rocked up in like a white and gold kit. It was a very, very sexy combination. I mean, I would love to have that set up in-game. However, that's a very, very old Yamaha, which we do not have access to, I don't believe. But maybe the gear could be made. I don't know how easy it is to make actually reflective gold print on gear in game. I imagine it's quite difficult. You've got to do some weird and wacky stuff with the spec map and this, that, and the other. Way, way, way smarter than anything that I could ever do. But if anyone's out there and wants to make it for me, then feel free. I would be forever grateful. And I'm not sure if I've ever told this story in a video before, but I know I mentioned it briefly on stream. Back when I was younger, and I used to be on, like, I can't remember if it was 65s or 85s, but whatever motocross club I was with at the time, my mum used to be in charge of, so the end of year kind of trophy meeting where you get given your trophy for the year. We used to get a pro rider to come and hand them out to everybody. We had like Mike Brown in the past. We've had some more. We've had people like Billy McKenzie and Carl Nunn, you know, more on the UK side that yes, probably a bunch of US guys don't know of. But we also had, one year, she managed to get Stefan Everts to come and hand it out, which is crazy to think that Stefan Everts flew to the UK and handed out a bunch of trophies for a bunch of random kids in the southeast of the UK, but it did happen, and my dad had to go and pick him up from his hotel, which is just weird, thinking that Stefan Everts' arse has been in the same seat as my arse in the car at some point in time. We don't have that car anymore, unfortunately, but that was just my weird and wonderful moment of. But I think my dad said he was in the car just looking in the mirror the whole time, just like not staring at him, you know, but just can't believe that this absolute motocross god is in the same vicinity as him. It's just really, really cool. So yeah, big W to Mum, big W to the East Kent Schoolboy Club as well. And I don't know what they do nowadays. I think schoolboy racing's probably quite intense. I remember back when I was racing, I mean, my dad was always like, as long as he can see that I'm trying, he's a happy man. Doesn't matter what position I finish in. But God, some of the dads were absolutely nuts. Like ones that don't even ride bikes themselves, yet they're screaming at their kids if they're not winning, and oh, it's just so cringy. Although I used to have a good old laugh whenever the 50s would go out. You get what you call the auto dads. And every time the gate would drop, all of the dads would like sprint the length of the start straight for some reason, just in case there was a pile up in turn one, or they was rushing over to the track to go and watch. And it was always just a laugh to see which dad was the fastest. You'd get the big old boys that just say that running wasn't their specialty, and you obviously got the fit ones that were just yeeting along down there. And I somewhat miss the schoolboy days because I used to get to race like literally every single weekend, whereas now it's a bit of a commodity to get to race from time to time, or even just ride it from time to time. But you know, as you grow, people have their own lives. I can't be asking my dad to take me out every single weekend. I didn't really take much advantage of when I was younger, taking any interest of learning how to maintain bikes or just do it all myself. I think if I did, I probably would be able to go out by myself nowadays. Maybe I need to bully Charlie into taking me at some point. Because he's the man with the van. So just load him up, go riding. I'll slide in his DMs after this, see if he's interested at all. And I think, whilst we get back to the actual topic of the video, which is the Surron, I've noticed a common theme in bikes. When they do things really well, you just hop on them and ride. You know, I've not been crashing lows to an extent where I can keep pointing out all the mistakes. So I'm probably going to crash now, jumping around this corner. Oh, front end. Oh, saved it. I have no idea how that came back. That 100% should have been a front end wash, but yeah, I'll take it. Drizzle, you've done a really, really good job here. I mean, just looks-wise, let me jump in the air. Let me hop in replay just to show you guys the side of it as well. Because it's very, very, very pretty. Which, or get over that. To do a comparison from the old bikes to now is pretty nuts. So up here, like the shading is much better than it was. I do like the seat. He's got the Guts racing seat with the ribs on, and like the textures look really good. If I zoom right into the fabric, you can see got proper fabric textures. The forks as well, got some decent fork textures going on in there. It's just these bloody snow wheels that let me down, keep going white all the time. I will change them at some point, but it's a very, very well-made mod. And if you're one of them people that enjoy your Surron, I did mention that if there was enough like support on it, or if people wanted it, he'd release a Supermoto version. So I'm guessing the Bike Life guys can dabble in it as well. But overall, I think he's done a really, really good job. Oh, a little bit of self-promotion there on the bottom. I respect it. And it's a good bike. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I would really, really appreciate it. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace.